Welcome back, football fans. Massive breaking news from Spain. Marcus Rashford's Barcelona dream has been hit with a huge setback. Despite his stunning goals against Newcastle and Valencia, Blaugrana's financial crisis has put his future at Camp Nou in doubt. With the club's salary cap slashed by over €100 million, Barcelona may be forced to reconsider their transfer plans. Could Rashford still secure a permanent move? Or will Barca instead chase superstar names like Erling Haaland? Let's dive into all the details from Camp Nou, Manchester United, and beyond. Marcus Rashford's hopes of sealing a permanent move to Barcelona from Manchester United have supposedly been dealt a blow due to the Catalan club's long-running financial problems. The 27-year-old announced himself to the Blaugrana faithful with a man-of-the-match performance in Thursday's Champions League victory over Newcastle United, scoring both goals in a 2-1 victory at St. James Park. A smart header preceded a 20-yard rocket from Rashford, who benefited from Lamine Yamal's injury to start the European contest after also claiming an assist in the 6-0 La Liga thumping of Valencia last weekend. Barcelona's loan agreement includes the option to sign Rashford on a permanent basis from Man United, who stand to receive circa €30 million, £26.2 million, if Blaugrana activate that clause at the end of the season. However, Rashford's dream of a long-term stay at Camp Nou is now at risk of remaining unfulfilled, as The Athletic reports that Barcelona's salary cap has been slashed by a whopping €112 million, £97.6 million. Rashford's Barcelona dream suffers blow as Blaugrana salary cap slashed. Owing to their long-running economic troubles, Barcelona have activated a number of levers in order to both sign and register new players for their first-team squad over the past few years, selling off numerous assets such as TV rights and VIP boxes. Blaugrana's salary cap was formerly set at just over £400 million, thanks largely to the €100 million, £87.2 million, raised by selling 25 years of future revenues from Camp Nou VIP areas, which was certified by a previous club auditor. However, Barcelona's new auditors supposedly did not agree with the certification of that £87.2 million, and the La Liga champions' new salary cap has been lowered to €351 million, £306 million. Blaugrana's troubled financial situation has not been helped by the club playing away from Camp Nou for the past 2 seasons, as the stadium has undergone significant redevelopment, and Barca's return date has been continually pushed back. The Spanish champions played at the 55,926 capacity Estadi Olympic Luis Companies up until the end of last season, but they are currently hosting matches at the Johan Cruyff Stadium, which holds just 6,000 spectators. Marcus Rashford's future at Barcelona remains uncertain despite his impressive start on loan. Reports from Capology reveal that the England international is currently earning around €14 million per year, £12.2 million, making him the 7th highest earner in Hansi Flick's squad. At the top of the wage list is Robert Lewandowski, who pockets £18.1 million annually. However, with the Polish striker's future beyond this season unclear, his potential departure could create the space for Rashford to secure a permanent stay at Camp Nou. That said, Barcelona are believed to be eyeing a bold move for Erling Haaland of Manchester City. And if young stars like Lamine Yamal and Rafinha continue to shine, Rashford might struggle to secure a long-term role in the Blaugrana attack. There is ostensibly no chance of the 27-year-old reigniting his Man United career under Ruben Amorim either, but the Portuguese may very well no longer be at Old Trafford in 2026 either, if the Red Devils continue to underperform. Rashford still has 3 years left to run on his contract at Old Trafford too, so at this moment in time, it would take a brave soul to confidently predict how the situation might play out. A member of the attacking ranks at La Liga giants Barcelona will be accompanied in his trip to the Ballon d'Or Gala by an entourage consisting of 20 people. That's according to Mundo Deportivo, who point towards Lamine Yamal as the player in question. The annual Ballon d'Or ceremony is of course set to take place on Monday, at the Théâtre du Châtelet in Paris, France. A Barcelona delegation featuring the likes of Joan Laporta, Hansi Flick, Rafinha and the aforementioned Lamine will all be in attendance at the event. The latter is for his part considered as being amongst the 2 frontrunners for the prize, alongside Paris Saint-Germain standout Ousmane Dembélé. And as alluded to above, in the case of emerging triumphant, Lamine's achievement will be celebrated by a considerable contingent in Paris. As per a report from MD, a delegation of 20 people, composed mainly of the FC Barcelona players' family, will accompany the young star to his big event in Paris this Monday. The brass at La Liga giants Barcelona have identified one of world football's leading players as their ideal replacement for the aging Robert Lewandowski. That's according to English outlet Football Insider, who point towards Erling Haaland as the player in question. Barcelona are of course expected to dip into the market for reinforcements up top in the near future. As much comes with current Blaugrana frontman Robert Lewandowski due to see his contract terms come to a close next summer. A short list of targets in turn has long been drawn up by Deco & Co. And sitting atop this list of players, it is understood, is none other than Manchester City standout Erling Haaland. Despite being fully aware of the near impossible task at hand in securing a deal for the Norwegian, Barca consider Haaland their dream signing. Ex-Blaugrana boss Pep Guardiola, meanwhile, has absolutely no intention of opening the door to a Manchester City exit for his record-breaking goal scorer. All associated with La Liga giants Barcelona will no doubt be interested to learn of the latest developments behind the scenes at European champions Paris Saint-Germain. This comes after another headline member of Luis Enrique's squad was omitted from the club's latest matchday setup. PSG were penciled in for a Ligue 1 showdown with bitter rivals Olympique Marseille on Sunday evening. Mere hours out from the clash being scheduled to kick off, though, word was forthcoming that it had been postponed. As much comes owing to a predicted storm in the city of Marseille. Prior to as much, the evening's visitors had named their matchday squad, featuring the expected absences of all of Ousmane Dembélé, Desire Doué and João Neves. Also nowhere to be seen though was attacking standout Bradley Barcola. Struggling with a fitness problem suffered this week, the France international was primed to be left out at the Stade Velodrome. As much comes just 10 days out from the aforementioned Barcelona welcoming PSG to Catalonia's capital for a highly anticipated Champions League showdown. Strikers are always in the highest demand in the world of football, especially those who are successful when young and have a long career ahead of them. Barcelona have been served well in the department in recent times, first by Luis Suarez and now by Robert Lewandowski. With the latter nearing the end of his glorious career, however, finding an alternative is imperative. The market, however, is highly inflated and scarce in resources in the center-forward department, leaving the financially struggling club in a complicated situation. 3 options. As relayed in a recent report by Fishages, the Catalans have identified 3 options to pursue as their long-term striker who can arrive on relatively lower transfer fees and have good quality. The first name on their radar is Eda Ayong, Levante striker who joined from Villarreal this summer. At just 21 years of age, the player would be a long-term bet and has already made a strong start to life with Levante, as he has 3 goals and as many assists in just 5 league games so far. Villarreal have a buyback option on the player, and Barcelona must thus be extremely tactful if they hope to sign him next summer. The second alternative identified is AC Milan star Francesco Camarda, who is currently on loan at Lecce. He made his debut in Serie A at just 15 years of age and now, at 17, is seen as one of the fastest-growing young strikers. His market value currently stands at around €10 million, and his technique, agility, and movements make him a good bet for the Catalans. The hurdle, however, could potentially be negotiations with AC Milan, who themselves may be betting on the star. The third player on the club's radar is RB Salzburg's Karim Konate, who, at just 21 years of age, made himself a well-known name for his physical presence as a striker. Given that the player suffered an ACL rupture, however, his name has lost strength, for it remains uncertain to what extent he can recover his explosiveness post-recovery. The squad of players called upon by Barcelona to face Getafe on Sunday evening has been unveiled online, and it features, as expected, several altogether high-profile exclusions. Barcelona are of course primed to return to action later today. Fresh off a hard-fought opening day triumph in the Champions League in midweek, the Blaugrana have turned focus back towards matters on the domestic front. A meeting with the aforementioned Getafe lies in wait, in Catalonia's capital. Barça head into the matchup aware that a 3-point haul is something of a must, in efforts to keep pressure on arch-rivals Real Madrid atop the Spanish top flight. As alluded to above, though, in efforts towards as much, Hansi Flick will be forced to make do without several leading members of his squad. All of Marc-André ter Stegen, Alejandro Balde, Gavi and Lamine Yamal remain absent through injury. Pau Cubarsí, on the other hand, following a fitness scare in midweek, has been called up. Check out Barcelona's squad to face Getafe in full below. So, what's next for Marcus Rashford and Barcelona? Will financial struggles force the Blaugrana to give up on him, or could Lewandowski's possible exit open the door for Rashford to stay? And with big transfer dreams like Haaland in the mix, Barcelona's attack could look very different next season. One thing is certain, this transfer saga is far from over. Stay tuned, smash that like button, subscribe for all the latest Barcelona and Rashford updates, and let us know in the comments. Should Barca keep Rashford or move on?